Welcome to Salud al Día. Buckle up, because today we're diving into a topic that's hotter than a summer in Rio and steamier than a sauna in Stockholm. We're talking about the countries where people are having the most sex, holding the most open views about intimacy, and where casual encounters are, let's say, part of the cultural fabric. Now, before your imagination starts doing parkour and you begin pricing one-way tickets to these exotic destinations, let me make one thing clear. This isn't about gossip, judgment, or locker room chatter. This is about science. Well, science, and maybe a little bit of spicy fun. And one more thing. Safe sex is sexy sex. Wrap it up, communicate and get tested regularly. End of PSA. All right, let's pack our metaphorical suitcases and hit our first stop, Greece. Greece. The land of philosophers, stunning sunsets and apparently very busy nights. According to research, Greeks have an average of 164 intimate encounters per year. That's almost one every other day. Is it the olive oil, the Mediterranean diet, or maybe it's all that philosophical pondering? To do or not to do? Spoiler alert, they usually do. Next stop, Brazil. Look, if Carnival wasn't already enough evidence that Brazilians know how to have a good time, the data seals the deal. With about 145 annual adventures, Brazil is keeping the rhythm alive both on and off the dance floor. It must be exhausting to be this passionate all the time. Somewhere, a samba instructor is fanning themselves and saying, "We don't just dance to the music, darling." Now let's head over to Russia and Poland. Who knew vodka wasn't the only thing they were consuming in large quantities? With an average of 143 yearly encounters, it seems long winters and cosy fur hats are really bringing people together. Maybe there's something magical about saying, "It's freezing outside, let's warm up." Switching gears, let's visit the Nordic countries, specifically Sweden and Denmark. Known for their progressive views and relaxed attitudes toward intimacy, these nations have cracked the code to being chill about everything. Sweden teaches comprehensive sex education early on, which explains why they handle relationships like IKEA furniture. Practical, well-designed, and with clear instructions. Meanwhile, Denmark's attitude is so laid back it's almost horizontal. Honestly, if anyone knows how to Netflix and chill effectively, it's the Danes. All right, pack your hiking boots because we're heading to New Zealand. Fun fact, Kiwis reportedly have some of the highest numbers of lifetime partners. Maybe it's all the adrenaline from bungee jumping and skydiving. Another day, another thrill, they say. Except this time, the thrill doesn't involve a parachute. And then there's Australia. Australians average about 13 annual partners. Listen, with beaches like Bondi and accents smoother than butter on hot toast, it's not exactly a mystery why things are heating up down under. And let's face it, who can resist a casual "g'day" whispered in your ear? But here's the thing, these stats aren't about stereotyping or painting entire nations with one brush. They're about understanding that every culture approaches intimacy differently. In Greece, it might be passion under the stars. In Sweden, it's about healthy conversations and zero shame. In Brazil, it's, well, probably both at the same time. Now, if you're listening to this and thinking, should I book a plane ticket? Should I learn samba? Should I start eating more feta cheese? Hold your horses, Casanova. These aren't cheat codes for international romance. At the end of the day, whether you're in Rio or Reykjavik, it all boils down to 3 golden rules: communication, consent, and protection. Here's another thing to keep in mind. These numbers are averages. They don't mean every person in these countries is living in a telenovela plot. And for anyone planning on packing up and heading out thinking they're entering some kind of romantic wonderland, let me remind you, no one owes you anything just because you've landed at their airport. Respect is universal. So, what can we actually take away from this conversation besides an inflated curiosity about Greek olive oil and Brazilian dance lessons? First, intimacy isn't just about physical connection. It's cultural, emotional, and influenced by everything from education to social norms. Second, open conversations about sex aren't something to shy away from. Cultures that are honest and upfront about intimacy tend to have better health outcomes and fewer taboos. And third, maybe most importantly, whether you're in Sweden or Sydney, safe sex is non-negotiable. If you're going to step into the game, make sure you're playing it smart. At the end of the day, this isn't about who's better or more active. It's about recognizing that intimacy is a deeply human experience, shared across cultures, languages and time zones. So, whether you're inspired to embrace your inner Greek philosopher, take up samba lessons in Brazil, or just have an honest conversation with your partner tonight, remember, confidence is attractive, communication is essential, and respect, well, that's non-negotiable. This podcast was built on research, publicly available surveys, and the occasional light-hearted joke. We're not here to judge, we're not here to stereotype, we're just here to talk about what the numbers say and have a little fun while we're at it. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend, leave a review and smash that subscribe button like it's the last piece of feta cheese in Athens. Stay curious, stay informed, and above all, stay respectful out there. This is Salud al Día, and I'll catch you in the next episode.